Silverstone, as we prepare for round 10 already of the Elite League season. It's been an absolutely fantastic season, hasn't it, so far? And we're going to show you how fantastic it is as well, because well, not just the action on track, but also in the standards as well. I've never known a league so so tight in all my life. It's been absolutely immense. Anyway, before we get into that, let's just quickly throw over the stream link to all the drivers that will be just keeping an eye on, see what's going on in the what's going on in the old world feed and things like that, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, so we're just waiting for the drivers to come in, and you can see we are on we are here in Silverstone. It is it's a 3.6 mile circuit, so one of the longer circuits on the calendar, 18 turns, and of course that record is held by Kimi Raikkonen at the moment. And yeah, really, which sorry, not Kimi Raikkonen, Lewis Hamilton. My bad. I was reading I was reading something completely different. I was one of those guys who fell for the fake news earlier, because I thought that Hulkenberg had signed for Alfa Romeo. So yeah, I was happy but good at the same time, because I must admit I quite like Giovinazzi, or was it Giovinazzi? I say Giovinazzi. I think it's time in GP2. He really did do quite well in his GP2 season, but then again, he was being compared to Pierre Gasly, and unfortunately we knew that Gasly has been demoted only to Toro Rosso. But Gasly is a bit of a slow burner, isn't he? Anyway, let's just quickly catch up on the comments, and I'm already behind. Of course, Matt, unfortunately Matt's unwell tonight, so hopefully he'll be better ready for the Super League tomorrow, because he was going to join me in the commentary box tonight, which would definitely added a more in-depth analysis of what's going to be going on tonight. But hopefully Matt will be ready, raring to go tomorrow. Hills Rapids just said, "Let's go, Sean." Indeed we do. I'm really ready for this, raring for this. Let's get this party started. Jonathan Cox, of course, remember, he is second in the Super League at the moment, the Super League Championship at the moment. Good evening, Sean. Good luck to all the elite drivers. Looking forward to Super tomorrow, definitely. Also, and of course, interesting to see how not that bad does stay, definitely. And that is we got two returnees. Well, we got three returnees tonight, haven't we? So it's kind of like Back to the Future tonight. So we'll introduce those as soon as we get this broadcast well and truly underway. As also Wilco said, "Let's go, Dave." Of course, then well, hope we got the Dutch fans out in force. It's like having our own Max Verstappen, isn't it? Brilliant stuff. I love it. I figured Spade as well was absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? It was so many. Oh, is it round 11? Is it? Oh no! Sort yourself out, Sean. I think it is round 11, because I think I'm still on the wrong time. It's because we threw Belgium in, didn't we? Yeah. Whoops, my bad. I'll rename it. I'll rename it in a minute. Shocking. Anyway, so then we're just about to get underway in the session. Then we've got 18 drivers around here. Silverstone, of course, the home of British motorsport, and yeah, of course, it's the first ever race in the first ever Formula 1 race, which was held back in 1950. To us, it's appalling, isn't it? What makes it worse is I've got the old spreadsheet in front of me as well, because I was going to go through the standings, and it's even got round 11 above British Grand Prix. So it just shows I can't even read either. Awful. Anyway, whilst it's loading up, yeah, sorry to read the go all day. Whilst it's loading up, let's take a quick look at the Drivers' Championship, shall we? Vanquish has returned back to the top of the championship standings at the moment, and so he's returned. And of course, Dave told us that magnificent start, didn't he? Back in France, I think it was 28 races. Vanquish has led the championship for an IRC. That is phenomenal stuff, isn't it? I'm trying to who has really matched that in terms of Formula Ones, and I think that Michael Schumacher might have done, but having said that, it's very difficult, isn't it? Because he didn't get off to, I think it might have been Michael Schumacher, might have been one driver, but yeah, that's just unreal, isn't it? Of course, we're right into qualifying right now. Here we go then. So yeah, vanquished at the top of the table, but it's only 5 points between himself and Jamie at the moment. Jamie flying in that Mercedes, isn't he? Deneen is dropped down to third now and is struggling to keep up the momentum now. Deneen 30 points behind. Samster is not here tonight. He is the king of pole position. He's the king of qualifying, but at the moment tonight he's not going to be on there. So we will have a different pole position then. We got Blaz, of course, the man who was second in the super runner-up in the Super League last season, is really showing some form now. He's moved up 2 positions. He's now on 68 points, only 50 points behind the championship leader. That's how tight it is. We have got Crazy and Hilsarap, who is 6 and 7. But Hilsarap has had needs to get some consistency, doesn't he? Otherwise he'll be right up there, wouldn't he? 8th position is Slim, of course. He's had a stop-start season, hasn't he, this season, Slim? But it's great to see him back in the Alfa Romeo tonight. Flying Sauce is 9th, and Yor, who since his debut in here, has just absolutely set the league alight, hasn't he? He's got some tremendous pace, hasn't he, the Greek driver? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing it. It's been absolutely phenomenal. Of course, Yours not here tonight. We're on board Lucas in the Toro Rosso. And of course, then, so as I said, Samster, 5 pole positions so far in 11 rounds, not 10. Oh, he's already spun it. Lucas has it in the wall. He's out. Oh no! Lucas at Cobb's corner has gone into the wall, damaged the car, ripped off the front right hand corner, and that is Lucas. That is a disastrous start to this qualifying session. And oh dear, unfortunately, and you can see the car is just rolling back there. And I think Lucas wish he can roll back the time there slightly, but that is a big blow there for Lucas. It really is. That's a shame, isn't it? We've already lost one of the contenders then in this qualifying session. Just watching Crazy Power there. Blaz is out there as well. Anyway, talking to this. Look at this man here. Not that bad. Well, he isn't that bad, is he? This man has lit up the Super League, hasn't he? Of course, he finished 3rd in his debut season in the Super League last season, and then this season he is really dominating, isn't he? Absolutely dominating the league standings at the moment. He's well over 2 victories in front of second place man at the moment. Of course, Jonathan Cox. Remember, if you watched the Bahrain Grand Prix earlier this year, but Jonathan Cox did, of course, drive superbly well in that race as well, didn't he? I think he came in the points. He came in 5th position, didn't he, Jonathan Cox? So good stuff from Jonathan Cox. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what Not That Bad can do. Really, he's definitely a quick driver, isn't he? Anyway, Slim is now started as that lap. Then of course car 2. Slim hasn't been. Slim has been doing some other bits and bobs, hasn't he? And unfortunately has had a couple of DNSs as of late. So yeah, he has. So he's had of course he's been on holiday. Then he was working last week. But it's great to see Slim back in the car, isn't it? Back to what he does best. Of course, and remember, if it wasn't for Slim, this league wouldn't even exist. So, the Elite League wouldn't even exist. So, so Slim definitely hats off to this young man. And you see we're on board with him now. Look at this, flowing through the Maggots and Beckett section, absolutely stupendously there. And just taking a quick look. Yeah, so Lucas says good evening. Good evening, Lucas. Unfortunately, he's out already. Like me at the moment with pole positions. Yeah, Jonathan Cox, of course, is at 4 pole positions, going for 4 poles in a row tomorrow night. Jonathan is. So just watching Slim coming around the final corner now. On board of him. He gets a 27.3 there for Slim. Decent time there for the Alfa Romeo driver. So as we're starting off thick and fast there, aren't we? Deneen comes across the line and he does a 26.9 there for Deneen, 4/10 of a second quicker than Slim. Of course, I've mentioned this race quite a couple of times in the past. I know it's one of my favourites to watch, isn't it? In the Elite League was the British Grand Prix last season, and we'll visit that in just a few moments, won't we? We have also got good luck to Not That Bad tonight. Dave said he's 111 points in the front in the Super League, and that is pretty mega, isn't it? It really is at the moment. Remember, Nosey was a very quick driver. He won the Super League last season, and Blaz is retired from the session now. Not That Bad's done a 28 at the moment because Nosey, second half of the season, he really showed some form, didn't he, in the Super League? But I don't think Nosey ever had that much of a lead, did he, when he won the title? So this man is, he definitely isn't that bad, is he? Really strong driver. We're just on board with Dutch Dave now in the Red Bull. Of course, we've also got Wilco. Let's go, Dan Murphy. Come on. Also, Dave. Dave has also said, "Welcome back to Andy, two-time IRC champion." Great stuff to see Andy Cole back. Also, we've also got Dan Murphy back as well. Remember Dan Murphy? Of course, he drove at the beginning of the start of the Super League. League this season. Of course, he drove for last season as well with the Mercedes team, and so it's great to see Dan Murphy back. Let's see how he does with the elites. It's going to be very interesting, isn't it? And also we got Rocket Tony back as well. Of course, Rocket Tony drove for the Elite League and Super League last season, so the one and only man to do double duty. Well, officially double duty then, as we're watching Dutch Dave come around the final corner now. Let's take a look, see what's he doing. Jacob has gone fast at the moment. He's done a 28.66 there. Dave has done a 27.2 at the moment, and unfortunately, yeah, we got a lot of Lucas is out. And Jonathan Jonathan Cox did say he finished 5th in Bahrain, just behind Deneen. That was Jonathan Cox, and we're on board. And that was Jonathan Cox's race in Bahrain, and we're on board with Andy now. Of course, as we said, two-time IRC champion. Really, when this man stepped into the IRC back in Formula 1 2016. Wow. Now we're on Formula 1 2019. This man was special, wasn't he? He's now coming into the final couple of corners now. Car 6 in the Racing Point. I think the sole representative for Racing Point tonight. Oh, having a bit of just a bit of correction there, and he's gone 5th fastest commander. Yeah, looks like he hasn't lost any of that speed, has he? In the Racing Point, looking very strong at the moment, isn't he? Flying Sauce then, of course, in the McLaren out there at the moment, and we've also got its TG out there as well. We're going to continue with Flying Sauce in the McLaren at the moment, and he's now coming up to Cops. This is where, unfortunately, where he lost Lucas. We've lost both Toro Rossos. Unfortunately, one's in the hedge just on the left on the right hand side there, and of course Blas there, who didn't really who did one lap, and he's quite comfortable with that. So in this session now, we've got 10 minutes to go. We are losing 3 drivers, so we're just trying to line up 16th to 18th here. Well, it's going 16th to 17th, unfortunately, with Lucas out already. Flying Sauce then flying by, not that bad at the moment, then flying into Stowe, and then accelerating away now. Then coming into the final couple of corners, I can see a bit of a incline there. As now we're into the newish start and finish straight back in 2011, wasn't it, when it was first opened? And Flying Sauce goes at 4 fast at the moment, and a good time there from Flying Sauce then in the McLaren at the moment then. So good time indeed there for Flying Sauce. Just taking a quick look. See, Hills Rap is out on track at the moment. We'll talk about Hills Rap in a minute. It's a very interesting case Hills Rap is at the moment, isn't it? Because I think that his amazing wins in Monaco and Canada, 2 wins in a row. He looked phenomenal, didn't he? And those tracks are quite, I would say, quite different, really, aren't they? It's completely different characteristics, and he won them both in absolutely mega style indeed, didn't he, the Greek driver? Unfortunately, though, of course, that epic race in Belgium, he only finished 9th in the end, didn't he? That was a 1 in a million race. And he had a DNF in France, and only 9th position in Austria as well. So I think that's Hills Rap's Achilles heel at the moment. He needs to get some consistency in, doesn't he? If he wants to challenge for the championship. It's not over though, because we seem to have different contenders at every single we have different contenders every single event. Is absolutely phenomenal, isn't it? It really is. Torn of Hills Rap here, he comes across the line, and he goes 6 fast at the moment, 27.3 from Hills Rap, and good stuff indeed then. We also had Rocket Tony, of course, making his return in the Red Bull. He flies into turn 1 there, and you can see then he's just getting off the power. He's going to 12 for the moment. We're just somewhere else, just getting out of the way at the moment. Got an itchy ear, so sorry about that. And now we're watching Crazy Power. Dan Murphy's just trying to get his tires everywhere. Let's go on board with Crazy Power, car 14. Remember, Crazy Power were in the Sauber last season, was more of a midfield runner, but this season in the Ferrari he's transformed, hasn't he? Is it the cars, or is it having vanquished his teammates? He decided to step up a notch. That really has, hasn't he? Of course, Australia. He should try this. It was a great drive, wasn't it, from Crazy Power back in Australia. And of course, we've also got Todd there. It's just said, good luck, guys. Have a great quali. Of course, that's Broke Gorilla, who raced in the Super League for a couple of times earlier this season and last season as well. And Dave said it's been a while since we've seen Jacob at the top, isn't it? Yeah, of course. Jacob has got 3 pole positions to his name this season, hasn't he, Jacob? So he is the next highest man in turns. Oh, and Crazy Power goes wide there at Stowe. And oh, he's now on the grass there as well. So Crazy Power is going to have to abandon up and go again. Now here's Dan Murphy, car 14. Same number as Crazy there. So both obviously Fernando Alonso fans in the Rich Energy Haas. We won't be saying for that for much longer when the game has an update and removes the Rich Energy logo. To be honest, I must admit, the company Rich Energy sounded a bit more dodgier than the Shannon F1 team, if anyone remembers that team. Well, no, the Shannon group, I think, for 40, wasn't it? I think, or something like that. And he almost went spearing off there to the right-hand side, Dan Murphy did. But he caught it. Well held, sir. Well held indeed. But unfortunately, that ruined. So he's going to have to go again. He's in the drop zone at the moment. We've got 7 minutes to go. Crazy Power's going to go for another run now. Jamie also out of the pits as well. Jamie's only had 1 pole position to his name this season, hasn't he? So it really, yeah. But he is in the championship. He's had 5 pole positions. That's been the key, hasn't it, for Jamie? He has been. 5 podiums. He has been absolutely consistent, hasn't he? He's been a machine, Jamie has. So that's why that is main factor why he's been leading this race. Navy has retired from the session, but he is okay because if you retire, he is retired in the pits, so he hasn't retired he hasn't gone in the bush or anything. He's in the pits. So. We've got 6 minutes, just over 6 minutes to go. Crazy Power's on his second run. Of course, this is where he made a mistake, and it looks. Well, I think he's I think he's kind of abandoned this lap and come in. Let's go on board then with the championship leader. Then here he comes. Then you can see taking a lot of curve down, a lot of oversteer there. Now into the loop then. And now this is the first of the 2 DRS zones, not 3 this year. They took away the DRS zone for the start-finish straight, which I think is a bit of a shame, really. It was quite interesting to see if the drivers were brave enough to go flat out after the DRS opened at turn 1. Unfortunately, Grosjean was brave enough, but unfortunately, it didn't. He didn't make it through turn 1, did he? So we've got 4 drivers who haven't set a time yet. Lucas, unfortunately, will not set a time, but so is Jamie, Dan, and Crazy at the moment. And now they're flicking into cops there. As you can see, look at that, they're almost all 4 wheels off there, but he judged that to absolute perfection. These set of corners is mesmerising, isn't it? I think Martin Brundle's always said, if you ever go to the and there's a second DRS zone, if you ever go to watch Formula 1 cars here in Silverstone, you have to stand just by the exit of Chapel, because the speed, direction and change is just phenomenal. It really is. As now Jamie then coming through then to complete his lap then. This has looked a very decent lap from an amateur like myself, but what about Jamie? It's 8 fast at the moment for Jamie, so he has done a 27.4 so far for the championship leader. Of course, remember Vanquish, of course, is the championship leader, and he is very close. I say only 27.4. Look at that, 200 of a second separates the championship rivals at the moment. And once again, we have got a complete change of the guard, haven't we? Denis there, of course, is third in the championship, isn't he? But he's 30 points behind, so whatever happens today, he will not gain the lead in the championship. But he can make up a lot of ground. Not that bad. It's still pushing on at the moment. He's 100 a second now. Outside is off time, and he hasn't improved there. Dan Murphy is back out of the pits as well. Crazy Power then back on board with him then. So this is his third run. That lovely shot here of the front wing. Absolutely loving it. And now then is Samarelas has retired. He's maybe he's chosen to retire by looks. Crazy Power goes 8 fast then for the Ferrari, and look at that, he has slotted in between Vanquish and Jamie. That's incredible. That's one of the tightest gaps you could slot into. Oh, amazing. So it's that New Life is retired from the session as well. So a lot of guys are retiring here. It's an interesting tactic, isn't it? I'm not sure if I would have retired yet. Of course, yeah, I think some people have got caught out for that in the past. In Austria, I think Jamie got caught out by that, didn't he? Back on board, Dan Murphy then, of course, in the Haas, and he's coming down the back straight at the moment. I'm just taking a look to see if, of course, his teammate is it Deneen? I don't think his teammate's Deneen, is it? I'm not sure anyway. But yeah, anyway, Dan Murphy then, of course, his first ever time in the Elite. Of course, he's had a lot of experience in the Super, but this is a bit of a step up now, isn't it? Of course, I must say that watching Dan in the in a lovely, I love that. watching Dan in a couple of other leagues and a couple of other practice sessions, he looks like a and on this game he does look pretty. He does look like a pretty solid driver, doesn't he, to say the least. So yes, he's. I think he's made a mistake though, unfortunately. So Dan, he's only got 2 minutes to go though. I hope I haven't put the jinx on him. If he has, I have a feeling I'll be getting a lot of abuse in a minute. Yeah, Dan at the moment and hasn't got long. He's only got 2.5 minutes to go. He's in the drop zone. He's back in the pits. One thing I've got to say, and he flies in the pits. One thing I've got to say about this pit lane is that if you damage your front wing, or if you have a drive-through penalty, this is probably the worst pit lane to have on the. Jamie's out of the session as well, but he's in 9th at the moment. And a TG then. Now here we go in the Alfa Romeo. He's going to start us up now, and he flicks it into turn 1 there. And here we go then. We're on board with the Alfa Romeo then. Yeah, so the moment TG is in the drop zone. He's got to find 8/10 of a second from Rockatoni. Rockatoni hasn't come out of the pitch yet. It's a long old lap, so they need to be thinking about getting out fairly soon. If they want to challenge, if they want to continue on this qualifying session. This is not ideal for because I reckon TG hasn't set a representative time yet, and he hasn't indeed. He's already 5/10 of a second up in the first sector alone. So this is going to put Rockatoni under an awful amount of pressure, and Rockatoni is still in the pits. I think he is still in the pits. This is not good at all for Rockatoni. At the moment, TG is going to have to find. He's gone wide. Look at the understeer there. Is that Invaders laughing? He's carrying on. I think we're on board. We can tell that because of the graphics down in the bottom right hand side. As you can see, then he's kept the yours up, and you can see right on the curb that DR's enabled then. So here we go, down the hanging straight. Next corner is Stowe. Flying Sauce has called it a day. Well, called it a day in this first qualifying session anyway. So Dan Murphy is out, Lucas is out, and it's between TG and Rockatoni. Rockatoni is in the pits. He can't reply. It's TG. He's gone. I think that might be a corner cut there. We'll find out. Murphy has left the session, and it's TG. He's in there. He's in 15th position. He has stole the march. He is through, and he is now up into. He is through into Q2. Out of qualifying is Lucas, Murphy and Rockatoni. So that's a big shame now, isn't it? It's TG there. I think he might have just been doing a celebratory donut. I love this shot, just sitting on the rear axle there. Absolutely good stuff there, and I think he's so happy that the car's even driving as well. Good stuff there from the Greek driver. Brilliant. So then, that's the end of Q1 then. So we've lost those 3 drivers. So Jacob is on his perch at the moment. He is at 3/10 of a second in front of Daninu second. Dutch Dave in third. 4th is Flying Sauce. Slim in 5th. 6th is Hills are up. Vanquish 7th. Crazy Power 8th. 9th is Jamie. Very close. Very close indeed, isn't it? 10th position is Co-Andy making a return tonight. Looking very good indeed. Samarella's in 11th position. 12th position is not that bad. 13th is Blaz. He only had 1 run out there, didn't he? New Life in 14th position. TG in 15th. 16th position. So yeah, TG is 15th. So unfortunately we have lost Rockatoni as he pulls. I think he's gone to the short Silverstone track there. So we've lost TG. No, we haven't lost TG. We've lost Rockatoni, Dan Murphy, and also Lucas, who unfortunately. So two of those 2 drivers didn't even set a time yet. Yeah, that's I think that Lucas probably would be very upset with that. Dan Murphy didn't set a representative time either. He had a couple of issues there by the looks, didn't he? He just couldn't get the time right. And Rockatoni was in the pits. He was Rockatoni didn't really get himself help himself out there, did he? Because he was just sat in the pits. Matt's asked, where's Dan gone? I don't know, to be honest. So hopefully Dan will be back in soon. He's on the last. Unfortunately he's on the last row of the grid, isn't he? Of 17th, because he didn't get a lap in, and nor did Lucas either. We're just taking a look at the beautiful pit building there. Brilliant stuff. It's, Lucas has put, yeah, I upset. So, but he does have a laugh and emoji on there. So, and to be honest, the points do not get and the prizes do not get dished out in qualifying. They get dished out in the race, don't they? And Blas are cutting up the Renault driver there. He is not exchanging no pleasantries at all. Is Blas, and he is accelerating out of the pit lane now, and. We're about to get ready to go. Who is that? But it is Jacob, of course. He was fastest in Q1. Murphy is back in here, so he's ready. He's raring to go. He's got to wait He's got to wait about half an hour, something like that, to get before he gets into the race car. Hilsrap has left the session. That's not good. Hilsrap has left the session. He's just come out of the pits. Hopefully, he'll come back in fairly soon. And of course, Lucas is cheering on his teammate Blaz. As of course, Blaz, who's driving with Toro Rosso for the second season in a row. Of course, maybe drove in Super, finished runner-up that season, and this season he's fifth at the moment. He's flying the flag absolutely splendidly, isn't he, at the moment? Good stuff indeed. And I think of course Blaz is one of those drivers, isn't he? That he's definitely learns his craft, don't he? And he just gets better and better. He started off as a midfield runner, didn't he? And then he became very consistent, didn't he? In Super last season, just banging in podiums, just absolutely, just he was relentless, wasn't he? With the just keeping it on the track, getting those podiums in there. On board then with Blazen, lovely over the shoulder shot then. If anyone remembers last season, I think that this is one of my first races I commentated on in the Elite League, I think was last season, and it was an absolutely splendid battle, wasn't it? We had a 4-car battle. We had Carton, we had Samster. Unfortunately, those two are not here tonight, as Blazer is just slowing down and letting the Renault driver go there. That might be quite a clever thing to do from Blazer's point of view. And Jacob there, lovely, sporting a lovely yellow helmet tonight. I'm loving that. It was Carton, Samster. Unfortunately, those two are not here tonight. We also had the eventual winner Vanquish, and for Jacob going off the track there, and also we had Slim as well. It was an absolutely incredible 4-car battle. Of course, the two Ferraris. Of course, I would say that they were Samster and Slim were the best teammates you could probably ask for. I think the Ferrari kind of need to, as I said it most of last season really. The Ferrari kind of needed to probably take a lesson from from those two drivers, because they were great teammates, weren't they? Really showed some team spirit in the Ferrari garage last season, and them two were really taking the fight to Carton and to Vanquish as well. It was an absolute pleasure to watch. We've got a couple of laps which have just been I think might have been invalidated, so they're just starting again. That's both for Jacob and Blaz that have first attempts hasn't gone too well at the moment, has it? So yeah, a bit of a shame now for both those drivers, but they're going to get going now. And here's Dutch Dave then. We're on board with Dutch Dave or Navy, and to be honest, I think Dave's come in there. As I said, he's like the Max Verstappen, isn't he, of IRC? He's got a huge following. And now he's flying it into Stowe there. Of course, if anyone remembers Stowe, where Schumacher broke his leg there and had an absolutely atrocious crash, didn't he? Where he tried to overtake his teammate Eddie Irvine. Unbeknownst to him, the session was stopped, wasn't it? Because of the stallers on the grid. Anyway, Dutch Dave coming across the line. He's on the medium compound tyres, and also invalidated his time as well there. So we've got a lot of laps that have been invalidated so far in this session. To be honest, this track can bite you if you just drift the car too wide. We got a time on the board, and it's Deneen. Deneen has flung it in there at 26.8 on the soft compound tyre. You see there's a lot of colours on the left hand side there, so not everyone's got on the soft, and you might be asking what is that, and you can see the Mercedes is just siving through of I think that's Hilsrap, that is, so just the Mercedes just siving through there. Yeah, you may be asking why is that not that bad as Lucas has returned to the session, and not that bad as on medium tyres. Why aren't they going on the quickest tyre? Well, the reason is because if you go off on the top 10, you must start on the tyre which you set that fastest time on. Not that bad, 28.4 there, 27.7 there for Co-Andy, of course, the two-time IRC champion. Co-Andy is, so it's great to see him back, isn't it? It really is great to see him back in the IRC, under the IRC banner. Fantastic. It feels a bit old school, doesn't it, here tonight, with a couple of returnees there of Rockatoni, Co-Andy and Dan Murphy. It really is. New Life goes at 5th fastest at the moment. Vanquish goes up into 2nd fastest at the moment on a 27.7 at the moment, and look at that, 100 per second separates Vanquish and Co-Andy. There was a bit of debate earlier on, wasn't it, about who is the greatest IRC driver. Matt was talking about was talking about Co-Andy, and Dave went for Vanquish. It's really interesting, isn't it? Both got completely different styles in this, but as Jacob goes 2nd fastest moment, TJ is left for session. He's in the pits at the moment, just chilling out, but I think he might need to get out there. He's got just under 10 minutes to go, well, 9 minutes to go. So he needs to start to think about getting himself back in the session and get back on it. Blast still unset time, yeah. Hills Wrap is on that at the moment. Also, Flying Sauce, he flies into Stowe, comes out of it now, and then you can see that now into the final few corners then. And you can see, I think that of course these corners were tightened up a couple of years ago. They were not like that, were they? Oh well, say a couple of years ago, almost a decade ago now, isn't it? Flying Sauce has gone into a 27-3. Two men have gone to the soft tire so far, Deneen and Flying Sauce. I wonder if one of the reasons for that is because they don't want to get involved in any of the carbon fibre zone when they're in the midfield section. Jamie then, of course, championship leader, comes across the line now, accelerating away. You can see his deployment is almost out. It is out, but he goes 7th fast around the championship leader. He hasn't really set the track alight yet, has he? But he might be doing the usual Mercedes tactic of doing a bit of sandbagging. We'll find out in a few moments' time. I think Hills Wrap is next. Lovely. Look at that. That's beautiful stuff. It is. I think New Life has just improved his time now. Yellow flag in 2. And I think it's just Crazy Power now. Just cruising at the moment. I'm hoping that he hasn't got an issue. Oh, he's just letting the Redder drive through. Good stuff from Crazy Power. Flicking it into Stowe. And Samarellis has retired from the session. So that's a shame for Samarellis, but remember his hero drive in France was absolutely phenomenal, wasn't it? Hills Alright comes across the line, goes 7 fast again. Look at that, the two Mercedes are nip and tuck. They are 300 of a second, separates them once again. Wow, good stuff indeed then. Slim just starts his lap now. Blaz is on the lap, but he's done 3 laps on these medium tyres. This is not ideal for Blaz, is it? Because if he's getting the top 10, you will have to start on those tyres. So you really want them to be as fresh as a daisy, really. You don't want them to be, you don't want them to be when you see them. Oh, and Blazer, and he's in the wall. That was really odd there. Was he trying to warm up his tyres? Well, he's gone into the wall. And oh no! And unfortunately, Blazer, we caught that as well. So that was that might have not been his might not be one of his more finer moments. He was trying. He looks like he was trying to warm up his tyres. He was very frustrated by the looks of those warm ups. He was. I think whether he's just trying to work the tyres or if he was just getting frustrated with the car, I don't know. But Blaz is out as well. Both Toro Rossos have gone into the barrier and have visited the Armco already in this event. So that's not ideal at all, is it? And God, what a shame! What a shame for Blaz. He's done 3 laps on there. Lovely over the shoulder shot of Slim there, and a Slim, of course. Going a bit wide there as well. Accelerating the way there. To be honest, I do love the the wing that's on the front of the Alfa Romeo. It looks like eyelashes, don't it? So anyway, as now Slim and his eyelash winglets and coming into the final few corners and accelerating away now nicely then. This is the last corner. What does he do? He is in a 27.4 there for Slim. And he is on the medium tyre as well, so he's 4 fast. Is that safe? I don't think it is. Track evolution around any track in the on the calendar is can ramp up quite quickly. And of course, Lucas has just put in the comments, both Toro Rossos just making sure that the barriers are strong enough in case of a major incident. And I think so. A bit of community service there from the Toro Rosso boys. Very well done, sirs. 20 and a 27.6 there for Crazy Power. He's a 10th of a second in front of his teammate at the moment. And so I think as we've got a bit of a lull at the moment. Yeah, we have got a bit of a lull at the moment. So Vanquish is coming on that lap now. So he's out fairly early. I do love these onboard shots of the front wing, isn't it? Of course, the front wings have been of course made less complicated this year, isn't it? Maybe they should go one step further and have them like old school, like wings from like the 97, 98 years, where it's just like where there's no elements. Well, there's no elements at all. So it's just like 2, isn't it? One bottom and one like top, really. Which is probably very badly explained. Go and look at a like, you know, William 97 Williams or something like that. I must admit, my favourite era of Formula 1 in terms of looking cars, I think it's 95. I absolutely love those cars, and it wasn't just like they didn't all like look the same or anything similar like that. They we had a lot of different cars there as well. Of course, the Williams had the straight nose, didn't they? The Ferrari had the curved down nose, didn't they? I tell you what, the 95 Ferrari looks absolutely lush. There's Vanquish there, going very wide there, and I think he's was that a bit? I think that was a bit of frustration on the championship lead at the moment. Vanquish is he's under a lot of pressure. Vanquish at the moment. Vanquish is Usually it's cool as a cucumber, isn't he? But yeah, I think that might have been it, because we seen a lot of frustration in France, didn't we, 2 weeks ago? And he was having a good old scrap, wasn't he, really? And I think that's unusual to see Vanquish having a couple of issues there. But well, from our point of view, it's great to see he's back in the pits then. So Vanquish is back in the pits. The question is any of the drivers like outside? So guys like Not That Bad, or Not That Bad is sticking to the medium tire. Remember, Not That Bad is going on holiday tomorrow, so I hope he has a I hope he has a good holiday. Not That Bad. Of course, he's missing 3 weeks of Super League action, isn't he? 111 points, as Dave says. Is that going to is anyone going to eat? Is anyone going to actually eat into that gap then? Not That Bad is really big in a class of 1 this season, hasn't he? He has really upped his game now, hasn't he? Of course, he finished 3rd in his debut season, didn't he? Behind Blaz and Nolze. So yeah, so not that he's definitely not a slow driver, is he? But this season he's just really up the ante, hasn't he? He's driving the Renault at the moment, Not That Bad. So he's on the Wellington straight now, and in the first DRS zone then. And as he comes down, I remember that corner. I think it was Hamilton and Alonso had a good old battle there, didn't they? 2013, I think it was. They might have also had a battle. I'm sure Hamilton was in McLaren as well one year. It might have been also 2012. Anyway, enough about all the history of Silverstone, which, to be honest, I could talk about all night. Really, it's absolutely. I love the classic track. I like the layout. The layout's really good, but I think. I do prefer the old layout before they started converting it back in 2011. I missed the bridge. I missed the bridge section. And we've had some scary offs there as well, haven't we? Of course, Trulli had a massive accident there in 2014. Well, it was just out of bridge, wasn't it? He had a massive old smash there, didn't he? Coulthard also went off with a suspension failure around there in 2001, but that was after contact with Trulli. Of course, Coulthard was a championship contender, wasn't he? 2001. Well, he was the closest rival to Schumacher at that point, anyway. So I remember I was so devastated. I was a massive Coulthard fan way back then. I just thought he was rather cool. Anyway, Not That Bad. It's still outside the outside the top 10 to go through at the moment. This is so he's well, he's got under 2 minutes. I don't think he's got enough time to come in and back out. TG is out on track at the moment then. So he is about to start. We've got a yellow flag in one then. I think they're Not That Bad. Might be knocked out here. So this is going to be as a New Life is retired. So New Life has retired from the session there. There's a Ferrari just getting out of the way there. So we've lost Samarellas, Blaz and New Life. We've lost 3 drivers already. Lucas is back in the session. I think he's got a problem with his game. We'll just had a quick glance at the comment section. And I'm hoping to get that sorted. So Not That Bad at the moment. He's in the wall. And lovely shot of the grandstand there. But Not That Bad. He's in the wall. And he's out now. So it's all up to TG. What could TG do? Jamie's out. Is out at the moment as well. So he's just defending his position. He's on the cusp. Look at that though. It's Hills around. Both Mercedes are in a lot of trouble here. And there's a 3/10 for a second gap then to Coandy. But I think the man who's in major trouble is at the moment is Jamie, and Hills are up. Coandy should be able to get through on that time. That's kind of a finger in the air kind of guess. So Jamie's on the soft tyre sense, but he doesn't have to. He can just play it by ear, so he doesn't have to complete that time if he doesn't want to. What about TG? Is TG going to throw a spanner in the works then for the Mercedes drivers? Here he comes across the line. He has. He's up into 9th position then TG, and look at that. 4 thousandths of a second separates Coandy and TG. I don't even know what element you could put. Usually I say it's probably about as close as a cigarette paper, or like, I don't know what's thinner than a cigarette paper is. Hillsrat comes across the line. He's on the medium compound tyre, and he goes 5th fastest. Great lap there from Hillsrat. 3 laps on those tyres as well. Championship leader is on the cusp. He's on and out. He's already on and out lap. This might be it for Jamie. He might be out qualified. This is a big blow for the championship leader. Two events in a row, 2 sessions in a row that the Hillsrat's retired there, so that's kind of like a mic drop there, isn't it, for Hillsrat? But Jamie of course too. Well, he ain't the championship leader, sorry. He's at 5 points behind Vanquish in the championship. He lost his league back in Austria, and now he is in he's in major difficulty, isn't he? He is out qualifying for the 2nd week in a row. Wow, this is it's going a bit awry there for Jamie, isn't it? Oh dear. As the Mercedes driver is, he says he's on an outlap, but he's continuing on. I think that unless the game has thrown me, which to be fair, and to be honest, it doesn't really take much, does it, to throw me? But yeah, Oh, don't worry. It's all right. He ain't on an outlap. He is through. He is back in the third position. Panic over, Jamie fans. He is back into fourth position. It's through, but TG there. Look how close he was for making it through. Co-Andy almost was out qualifying. Wow, 4,000 are separate, and Vanquish there. Well, that's a much drop, isn't it? Vanquish at 26.7. He wants to start on the soft compound tires, and Vanquish does so. He wants the best launch possible. As so Jamie is through, and Matt has just commented. He is a Jamie fan, of course. He did mention earlier on, didn't he, that he is sticking with Jamie. And whoa, you can all breathe easy now then, because he is going through. To be honest, I'm sure he said he was all out anyway. It don't matter for that though. It's what a shame for TG there. He was very, very close, wasn't he, to throw the spanner in the works there. Wow, that was incredibly close, isn't it? Well, he starts 11, so he gets on the plus side. He starts 11, so he does get to choose his compounded tire. So going into the next qualifying session, the top 10 shootout will be Co-Andy. Well, it will be Co-Andy. We'll have Vanquish in there as well. They're watching Vanquish now as well. He's just thrown it onto fastest time there, didn't he? This is gonna be absolutely epic, isn't it? And great. We don't want to see more XP. Anyway, yeah, so we can see then Q2. Then we lost in the end. Then we lost Blaz. Didn't get set a time. New Life. Samarales. Not that bad, and TG very close to her. So going into Q3 then, this is going to be absolutely epic. Those 10 drivers, fantastic. Soft tires for Vanquish and Deneen, for Slim, Jamie and Flying Saws. So, and there's look at it, split almost down the middle. 5 guys on the soft compound tires, 5 guys on the medium compound tire. Wow, what way do you want to go? That's kind of like a 50. That's basically split down to 50-50, isn't it? And Matt has just said that Jacob looks fair for pole position. He has got 3 pole positions already this season, hasn't he? If he does get pole today, he would be a pole. It would be pole position. It would be 1 pole behind Samster. Samster's basically, Samster's an absolutely phenomenal pole position. But it's the consistency element again, isn't it? That's, to be honest, the consistency is the thing you need. If you're having a poor weekend, then yeah, you could, but you still, you still need to score points, isn't it? Because points goes down to 10 now, doesn't it? Not in the good old days where it was just the top 6 that scored, or even the top 8 that scored as well. It's now the top 10, and I've just watched the Crazy Power come out, and yeah, Deneen is in the Haas team. I thought that Deneen was in the Williams, but oh well, he's decided to change. He's decided to change his loyalties for this weekend, maybe for the whole of the of his career, I don't know, but yeah, Deneen is driving in the Haas, isn't he? And he's now coming down the Wednesday straight and then car 6 then. So it's going to be good then. Who's your tip for pole position? Matt has already gone on record and he says that Jacob in the Renault is going to get pole position. To be honest, it's very hard to look past him, isn't it? Because he looks quite a good driver in pole position. Vanquish hasn't got a pole position at all yet this season, which is that's an interesting start, isn't it? And of course, Jamie has only got 1 pole position as well. Pole positions haven't really been shared out very well, has it? It's been hogged between it's been hogged between Samster and Jacob, isn't it? We're on board Deneen at the moment. Deneen has really got some consistency, hasn't he? Of course, he won in that crazy race in China, didn't he? Somehow, of course, unfortunately, all got cut off at the end, didn't it? We finished China with a couple of laps to go, a couple of laps spare, didn't we? As that was when the game first came out, and we had a couple of glitches, didn't we? And which is also the main reason why we had a Bahrain rerun after Brett and I think Brett was just Deneen's teammate back then. It was absolutely flying in Bahrain. He was 2 laps in front of everyone. It was an absolutely phenomenal performance. You'll never see that again. Yellow flag in 3, and I think it's just people just slowing down then. And Crazy Parks on lap as well. So we're going to just stay with Deneen then. Car 6 as we mentioned, and here we go then. You can see dropping down into 3rd gear and going into the loop then. And I gotta say, this part of the track is very frustrating, isn't it? The rest of the track I love, but I think that this first part really, I think it does. yeah, it just it's I think I just can't get into it really. But anyway, then coming now into the now as we go into the old part of the circuit now, as going through Luffield, accelerated away now nicely. And through into, of course, this is where the old start-finish straight used to be, didn't it? And now coming up to Cops Corner. I gotta say that the camera angle for Cops is absolutely amazing. I love the way that the car turns, and look at the amount the car is just leaning to one side, leaning to the left-hand side, isn't it? It's incredible how these cars don't break. It's absolutely a testament to the designers and all the brain boxes all the way back in the factory. It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? It's a testament, isn't it, to the it's a testament to all the clever guys and girls that design these cars. Brilliant, really brilliant stuff, isn't it? Oh, Jamie's left the session, and he needs to get back in here. It's got 8 minutes to go. This is not ideal at all, is it, for Jamie? What about Deneen? Deneen ain't gonna be too worried about that at the moment. I don't think he cuts across the line. I think there's a 26.8 there for Deneen. Now going a bit wide there, but Deneen has thrown it onto. Oh, he's in the wall. He's in the wall. That was unusual. That was. And Deneen is one and done in this session. And did he turn into it? Crazy Power's gone second on a 28, and what Slim's going faster still. I love this shot. Oh, I tell you what, this is a great shot. They should have the camera down here. And then there's Slim going through into his pole position. Crazy Power third, Hills are up, and then Flying Saws as they're all filtering through. Out of qualifying already is Deneen. That is a shocker, an absolute shocker. And then here comes Dave now cut across the line, and this is the Dutch Dave, and he goes into a 27 at the moment. So he's a 27.004 at the moment. So 004 there for Navy Dave at the moment, and he just flies through. So Flying Sauce is done, turns on. Jacob is on a lap at the moment. What about Vanquish? Vanquish is just coming around the final few corners on the championship leader, but it's slimming some margins, and he goes 8 faster on a 27.0 as well. So a lot of pressure around. Well, his championship rival is currently stuck in the pits at the moment. So yeah, hopefully Jamie can get back in. I really hope so as well. Ooh, got a bit of lag going on there as well. As you can see there is Jacob there is having a bit of a glitch at the moment, isn't it? He looks like what's her name of Wreck-It Ralph? Penelope, I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, the racer. Anyway, coming down the back straight, then that's enough about that and all my real bad knowledge of Pixar movies. Yeah, Pixar movies. Anyway, Jacob going very wide there, isn't he? Is that laughing valid? Well, it doesn't look like it because he's still attacking those corners, isn't he? And I love watching qualifying because look at that, correct in it, mid corner. That doesn't matter because he's going fastest, 0.3 of a second quicker of Slim. It's great to see Slim back up there. I'm loving to see Slim back up there as well. Brilliant stuff. But Jacob, that was an incredible lap. Jamie's back in the session. He's going to only have one run, I think. Well, it's going to be tight to get 2 runs in there. But he's only going to get one run. Co-Andy in the pits as well then. So that's the first runs done. What about Vanquish? Vanquish is coming into the pits as well. So as it stands then, that's round 1 done. So Jacob, has he already delivered the knockout blow for everyone else? 3/10 of a second between Jamie and Slim, and that's the front row. Deneen in third, but he ain't going to be able to respond to that because he had a huge smash into turn 1, a very unusual smash there. Crazy Power in 4th position at the moment. 5th is Co-Andy. Great return, isn't it? Co-Andy, absolutely loving to see his name back on the board in IRC. 6th position is Hills are up. 7th position is Dave. 8th position is Flying Sauce. Vanquish is 9th, and Jamie is in 10th position at the moment. So, Lucas has left the session now. Lucas has got issues with his game Monday. Hopefully he can get it sorted in the fairly soon. Well, hopefully he can get it sorted in the next 5 minutes because he doesn't want to be leaving and joining the race, does he? Because that's just going to absolutely upset his flow, isn't it? So he done that, and Jacob done that with an extra lap as well on those tyres. So do you reckon there's more in the bag? You can see, look how slow the pit lane here is. It's 60 kilometers an hour. It is probably, I think it is the longest pit lane on the calendar. It's really, oops, as I just knocked the telemetry off there. As yeah, you don't want to drive through pound here, do you? So as he comes into the pits down, and Jamie. So we've got a bit of a lull going on here at the moment. We got just under 5 minutes to go. I tell you what, that is an incredible grid, isn't it? The two championship rivals are 9th and 10th. Deneen, who's third in the championship, is third on the grid as well. Then this could open up an opportunity for him to come back. Great to see Andy right in the thick of the action. Jacob go for his 4th pole position in a row. Slim back up where he belongs in the sharp end of the field. And then we've got Dutch Dave with all his massive following, isn't he, in 7th position. Flying Sauce 8th. Hills are up in 6th position. We know his speed and what he can do, especially his race paces can be really, really dangerous indeed. So of course he's got 2 wins to his name as well. So it's just counting down then with 4 minutes to go. And of course Matt just said 5/10 of a second separates the top 10. It's incredible, isn't it? A sneeze basically separates the top 10. That's how close it is. It's incredible. And now is Jacob then coming back out of the pit. So he's out straight away, Jacob is. So no messing around with Jacob. So he's given himself, he might not have the best of the track conditions, but this might give him a chance. And if he messes up his first run to to have another crack at it. So of course, and Jacob is now out on track at the moment. As we said, 3 pole positions to his name this season. Unfortunately, though, he's had 3 DNFs, so hasn't he? And France and Belgium, he only scored a point, and he got the squad for in Austria, didn't he? He doesn't want to be doing that again. But yeah, it's his best performance this year is back in China 4th, which is it's strange, isn't it? For a man who's got 4 pole positions, he just can't get the race together, can he? And unfortunately, that's where the points are out. We got 3 minutes to go. Everyone is still in the pit, apart from Deneen, who is parked on the outside of turn 1, and we've got Jacob, who's out on trade mode, just getting himself ready to go. And Lucas is back in the session. Hopefully he's here to stay now. This is what we want. All 18 drivers battling it out here around Silverstone, the home of British motorsport. As Jacob goes a bit wide there. We've now got Hilsarab and Florence Salsas took to the track. The guy's going to have to start to get moving in the next half a minute, I reckon. And now the track is now going to get busy and busy. It's going to get busier and busier. I hope to see all 9 drivers out there. Jamie hasn't set a time yet, so we're going to go on board with the current poster at the moment. Let's see how you master the Silverstone circuit. We're on board Jacob now. He accelerates right then. You can see the start time. Well, the finish line is actually basically straight out the exit of the final corner now, really. So as long as you don't invalidate your time, you could be as messy as like around that final corner, really, can't you? As long as you get across the line. I think someone across the line backwards one time with doing a lap. I can't remember if it was Senna or not. I think it was the French Grand Prix, wasn't it? One of those years, one in the early 90s. Jacob are coming down the Wellington straight now. Everyone is out on track then. So we've got 9 cars out there. This is what we like to see. This is going to be absolutely phenomenal. You can see going a bit wide there, but this corner here, it's really kind of, you can take all sorts of lines there. It doesn't really matter, does it really? So as long as you get through that cleanly, it doesn't really matter how you take it into cops and flicking the car in there. Don't get too wide because you're getting your time being validated. Not at all. Now the best car and place course in the world, Maggots and Beckett's, and then coming up to Chapel as well. And look how close he was to invalidate. Look at that! All the outside wheel on the grass, DRS enabled, flying down to Stone. And look at that, down the hanger straight. There's an Alfa Romeo in the background there. I think that was Slim and He's just on that lap. We got a couple of guys on the lap. So Jacob will have time for one more run then, if he so desires. Let's see what he does then. He comes around the final corner. Welcome everyone. Great to see you all joining us for qualifying on this race. A 26.4. No, it is a 26. And there's a bit of lag going on, but that is a phenomenal time there. A phenomenal time there for Jacob there. That is outstanding. It's really, and he retires from the session. That is amazing. I gotta say, Samster's time in Austria, which one's 103. I've never said anything like it. And today, similar time as well for. As I'm just trying to look to see who's the closest there. Similar time as there for Jacob at 26.0. That is incredible. 7/10 of a second. 7/10 of a second in front of second place man Slim. But remember, these guys are still got to go. Remember, that might be track evolution as well. What does Flying Sauce do? He comes around the final corner and going wide there. Has he invalidated his time? He hasn't, I don't think. And he's gone up to 8th position now. He's a 10th second quicker. Hills are up, it's gone second, so he's thrown himself on the front row of the grid there for the Mercedes driver. Great stuff from Hills are up there. Jacob is, look at that, his fourth pole position. His fourth pole position. What can Slim do? He's a 10th for second out. That is not good enough for the Jamie has gone second. So the man who is fighting for the championship has thrown himself back up into second there. So good stuff. Good recovery from Jacob, from Jamie there. Crazy Power has gone third in the Ferrari. The second Ferrari has come through now. It's Vanquish is up in the third position. Wow, this is an absolutely outstanding grid. I'm looking forward to this one. The two championship rivals are almost next to each other. We got Slim. Slim is coming around the final corner now. He was second before this second round started. What's he? Oh my gosh, that's a great time, is it? Is it? It's third position in the end there for Slim, but that's still a good time nonetheless. And I'm gonna be honest. When I first said it, I did think it matched Jacob there. Jacob, fourth pole position of the season. And great stuff indeed. He just needs to get it converted into a win now. 4/10 of a second separates Jacob and Jamie. That is 26.005. Brilliant. Second position is Jamie. Third position is Slim. Vanquish starts behind his championship rival. They're going to be Lionel Stern on the grid. Fantastic. The second Ferrari of Crazy Power is fifth. Hills are up is sixth. He was up in second, wasn't he, before that was done. Deneen seventh, and he's going to be regretting that one run and done. Coandy eighth, Dutch Dave ninth, and Flying Sauce 10th. A second separates the top 10. And I think Matt's really happy with that, as he's just said, "Go, Jacob!" And Jacob was certainly going there, wasn't he? Yeah, 26.0, great. Yeah, he's really in tune with this track today, isn't it? Yeah, I think that was a special lap there from Jacob, and to be 4/10 of a second in front of any of these guys is just unheard of, isn't it? That's because Samster, of course, is a very phenomenal qualifier, isn't he? And I think Jacob is as well. Those two guys just need to work on their consistency, and they'll be unstoppable in the race, won't they? Really incredible. And we have got Dave in the comments there, looking forward to this. I am as well. I'm really looking. I'm rubbing my hands of glee. This is going to be amazing. It's going to be a battle royale, isn't it? All 18 drivers are going to be fighting their way to victory. And we've also got Wilco. Good comments as well. Oh, thanks, Wilco. To be honest, usually I am joined by one of the experts of Matt or Dave, but unfortunately Matt not very well tonight. But hopefully he's better for the race tomorrow. And of course, Dave is unavailable tonight as well. But yeah, hopefully. But they are in the comments. Both those guys are, so they can lend me a hand if I miss something obvious, which is more than likely will happen. Anyway, now then, we're just on the warm-up lap then. So it's Marcus Smith just said, take a bow, Jacob. Yeah, he should. He really should. That is great. I think that the two laps of the year so far, Samster in Austria, and I would throw in there Jacob here tonight. Brilliant. And Dave, Jamie versus Vanquish, championship contenders going wheel to wheel again. Really, this is going to be great, isn't it? Anyway, let's just take a quick look then. We're at 26 laps around here, of course. This is quite a long old track. It's going to be difficult indeed. Jacob is pole position, and he's on the medium tire as well. Second position is Jamie. Third position is Slim. Fourth position is Vanquish. Look at that. That top four is great. Well, the top 18 are great. Crazy Power is in fifth position. He's on the medium tire. Sixth position is Hills Wrap. Seventh position is Deneen. Oh, what a shame for Deneen now. Wondering if he could have thrown his hat in the ring as well if he didn't make a mistake. He's on the soft tire. Coandy, his first IRC race in several months, is 8th position. 9th position is Dutch Dave on the medium tires. 10th position is Flying Sauce, soft. Watch out for those soft tires. That runners are going to be quite quick off the line. Is TG in the 11th position, so he's the first man with a fresh set of tires on the 11th. And that's a Red Bull spinning around. Rocket Tony there, rocking it there in the background by the looks. Not that bad. This is his first elite race. How is it? Is he nervous? I reckon he is. Well, to be honest, he's a professional, isn't he? I don't think he's nervous. I'll be absolutely bricking it. 12th position is Summer medium tires. New Life in 14th. Blaz also on the medium tires in 15th. Rocket Tony, the only man on the hard tires, and he is inside of Dan Murphy, who is 17th position. Sorry, no, that's just before the watershed, my apologies. And 18th position is Lucas as well on the medium tyres. 18 cars then, lovely shot there at the pit buildings there, the winged pit buildings as well. And here we go then. So as I hide the let me just quickly get the position changes up, because and here we go then. This is going to be great stuff. Home with British home with Motorsport 5, and it's go, and it's a bit of wheel spin there, because Jerry's on it, taking the lead. Jacob's on it, jumping down in second position then, as they fly for a tour. That's a Ferrari through already. Vanquish is up into second. Jerry's and Jacob's had a terrible start from pole position down to third position. There's an Alfa Romeo going on the outside there. Slim's also dropped down as well. So the two championship leaders are first and second already. There's a Haas going on the outside there. Deneen, he's up in the sixth position. They all behaving. They look behaved. They're very well behaved. And but TG is Slim has dropped down to fifth position as well. But look at them, they're all over the track. Incredible stuff, isn't it? Very nicely done there from all guys. That's an elite start. And Slim is dropping down. He's of course he might be a bit rusty. He's down in his front wing. He's down his front wing. He's going on the outside. He's trying to go on the outside. Dutch Dave there. Slim is on the pole and start 5 positions. He's down. He's dropping down again. There's also Deneen as up in the 4th position. Deneen's had a flying start out there. As Slim is going a bit wide there. He's gone very wide. And Cyrus is going to go on the inside. He is through. And Crazy Power has spun it. He has spun it. The yellow flag are up. That's a big damage to the Ferrari. Oh no, Crazy Power is right down the back at the moment in the Ferrari. This is a big blow there for the Ferrari driver then. And now is not a bad. Look at this. We got a queue behind Slim then. It's like, and that's yellow flag in 2 and 3. And I'm hoping it. I hope it's Slim's in the pit then. Slim's in the pit. Not about having a look. He's going to go on the outside, is he? TG there. A bit of lag going on there. Jamie's that's the fast side of the race. It's the 2 championship rollers. Linus third there at the top there. So come through the complete lap 1. 1.2 seconds to gap is, but Jacob is not giving up there. Hills are up there. Is down into 8th position at the moment. Is we got a battle. Down there. It's Jacob the pros. And we got a yellow flag. Because Not That Bad is out. Not That Bad is out of the race. And the Murphy's off the track as well. Not that bad, the Super League, and we got a virtual safety car then. Whoa. Anyway, as we've just completed lap 1 then at the moment then. Unfortunately, Crazy Power and Slim are in the pits then, so they ain't going to lose as much time, because of course they have to adhere to the Delta on their steering wheel. Where did Not That Bad go? He is Slim's coming out of the pits now. There must have been contact in the turn 1 which speared him off then. So that's a shame there for Not That Bad, isn't it? And as yellow flag is floating, but I think we're back racing. Are we back racing? I think we are back racing. Vanquish is in a major trouble. Jamie leads. Second is Vanquish. Third is Jacob. The Deneen is in 4th position at the moment. This is going to be very, very tasty indeed, isn't it? And now Jacob there is on the medium compound tire. Well, you'd think that Vanquish has the advantage on the soft compound tire, but that is not the case at the moment, because he's going to go. No, yet I thought he was going to go the inside into the stow. As you can see, this is a lap. He's a bit of understood. Lucas is battling with TG at the moment. TG is trying to go back on the inside there, but Lucas is through and up into 10th position. And Lucas, of course, unfortunately had a couple of issues on the qualifying, and unfortunately didn't set a time then. We're on lap 3 then. This is great. Look at this. Vanquish is at the moment struggling for time at the moment. We're on board with the 3rd place round the championship. Deneen, he's on the soft compound tire. And he's on a cracking start, isn't he? Jamie is 2 seconds in front of Vanquish now. As at this point, very early stages on to talk about the championship, and Jacob is struggling at the moment. He's dropping back from Vanquish, isn't he? And now as Vanquish got those tires into working order. We'll find out very soon. This is going to be phenomenal. What Jamie is walking away at the moment. He's 2.3 seconds in front, and it's all going on behind them. Blas and Rocket Tony are also battling for 12th and 13th position as it stands then. And of course, Rocket Tony is look at this, and Blas and Rocket Tony will come back to the battle up at the front in a minute, but these two are battling tooth and nail for 12 and 13. This is not any points yet. And of course, Rocket Tony is on the hard compound tire. I wonder if he's going to have any issues with the warm-up on that tire. It's going to be fairly interesting at the moment. It's really fantastic stuff. we battle returning to the second place in the championship. And yes, Dave's just said Andy is in 5th position. Absolutely phenomenal, isn't it? And look at him, there he is there as well. Remember, of course, he is a 2-time IRC champion. Andy is lap 3 completed, and incredibly well held there from Jacob there. But now Deneen is all over the back of him like a bad suit. Then TG is in the pits then for the Alfa Romeo, and it must be an issue there because you wouldn't be in the pits and the strategy core. I think he's damaged his front wing. So as you can see, then there's Jacob there. How incredibly well held there at the final turn there. DRS enabled then, of course, has the drag reduction system, and now Jacob is feeling the need to go onto the inside there, and he just pulls back in there. Yeah, as Dave said, great driving from Andy there, isn't it? Really doing a fantastic job. The 2-time IRC champion. He is, of course, he is just there lurking in the background, isn't he? Same with Dutch Dave as well. So he's in 6th position. Look, it's Lionel Stern, isn't it? Really, it's very close. The biggest gap apart from between Slim and Dan Murphy is also, as that Flying Sauce is through, and TG is out of the race there. So TG is also out of the race, and Flying Sauce has just gone on the inside of Navy there. Great stuff there from Flying Sauce. Brilliant. Anyway, back for this battle here then. Of course, we can't take our eyes off at the moment. Of course, so we've had 2 retirements. Not that bad out of the race. Disappointing day for not that bad. Remember, this is first Elite League race, and it didn't go entirely according to plan there. But of course, I think he's going to now enjoy his holiday. Not that bad, is it? We'll see him in 3 weeks, and I hope he enjoys that. To be honest, well, I hope he enjoys this. He could also stay and watch this race as well, because this is going to be absolutely epic, isn't it? As Jamie is now at 3.2 seconds in front, and look at this, we've got 2 battles at the moment. We've got Vanquish, Jacob, Deneen. We've got Andy, Flying Sauce, and at Navy. They've got Hills Are Up, and Samarella's also battling for 9th position. And now they're all stretching out now. It's all starting to calm down a bit now, which is good because I would have lost my voice. So yeah, Jamie is just checking out in front there, where the gap is at 3.2 seconds. And I think Vanquish has done a fantastic job, hasn't he, to keep these guys behind him at the moment. And but as it stands in the championship, Jamie will retake the lead. And Vanquish should be 2 points behind Jamie. This is an absolutely epic battle, isn't it? For the championship. Remember, Deneen in 4th position as well. But this is not going to stay the same. I can absolutely guarantee it ain't going to stay the same because, well, this is racing, isn't it? This is the Elite League. Anything can happen in the Elite League. Anything can happen in IRC, and it usually does. Dave just said that Flying Sauce is dropping down. Where is he? Oh no, he's off the track. That's how it cops, is it? It is as well. And look, there's 2 cars that are just gaining on as well. So Rocketoni there just thinking better of it. Dan Murphy is also there battling as well, of course, making his debut today in the Elite League. And he's in 13th position at the moment. And you can see, oh, look at this. He's gained. Oh, and I thought that then the Rocketoni there defending the inside. So Dan is going on the outside now. As Dave was saying, the medium tires is this where the advantage goes. And he swoops on the outside up into 12th position. Incredible stuff there. Rocketoni dropping on 13th. He's on the hard compound tire at the moment then. So he's going to be very deep into this race. Yeah, Dave was saying that the medium tires, this is where the advantage is going to get, as where the medium runners are going to start to get the advantage. So it's going to be Jamie and Vanquish and Deneen going to start to struggle, and Flying Sauce is going to start to struggle now. But we've still got 20 laps to go. And yes, Matt said shout out to Deneen. Yeah, of course, Deneen is third in the championship, isn't he? And he's had a couple of recently. He had a 4th in France, didn't he? But yeah, Canada, Belgium, and Austria, three of the last four races he's had DNFs there. So this is that's why he's dropped so far back in the championship, 30 points behind at the moment. And of course, as you can see coming through Cops Corner, and Dave has also said great racing from the 2 former Super League boys, and that it has indeed. I echo that. Of course, Murphy and Rocketoni doing a good job there. Rocketoni's dropped back to 2.1 seconds at the moment. Murphy is now starting to gain on Flying Sauce as well. He's under a second behind that Flying Sauce. We're keeping an eye on that time. You can see they're coming down the back straight there. Andy, look at Andy. He's now only 1.3 seconds back from Deneen now. And he is now, because he's starting to gain a gap over Navy Dave at the moment in 6th position. And oh, you're flagging 2 and 3. What's going on in 2 and 3? Just taking a quick look. I think it was well. Oh, wow! Never mind about that. Look at this. Jacob's going on. Look at the turn. Well, but Vanquish. I think that was just more trying to distract Vanquish, but Vanquish is very wise, isn't he? Very wise indeed. Yeah, that was Dave prophesied the medium tires. This is where it's going to really get interesting indeed. And oh, Slim is out. Slim is out of the race. And I think we just did a glass for him. It's coming out of Chapel. Slim is out of the race. That is a big blow for Slim. He had a great qualifying, and unfortunately, that is it then for Slim. What a shame. It's been a bit of a difficult year this season as for Slim, and both Alfa Romeos have bit the dust after only 7 laps in this British Grand Prix. What a shame there for the 2 Alfa Romeos there. Back to the battle. Deneen is dropping back now. Deneen is dropping back, and Co-Andy, he's going to drop to the back to the Co-Andy. Lovely curve shot there of Jacob. They go very wide, using all the track and then some, because there used to be a big old gravel track there, didn't there? Back in the good old days. Samaras is still challenging. Is a fellow Greek man for 7th and 8th position. But Samaras is doing a great job. Jacob's doing a great job as well. He's through. He's through. Is he? That's side by side, wheel to wheel, going down into Stowe, and he takes second. Jacob is back in second. Remember, his best position this season has been 4th. So this is can he get on the podium for the first time this season for Jacob? That is the question. But he takes second position, and now then is he going to start to pull away from Vanquish? Well, Vanquish is still in the still in DRS at this moment in time. But yeah, I think that's what Jacob needs to do. This is going to be interesting, isn't it? Jacob and Jamie, then I think that's going to be. Oh, is that our first penalty of the race there? Possibly. Look at Vanquish though. He's pushing Jacob through the loop. Now then, but you see that Jacob is now just extending his gap there. He's still in DRS at the moment. He's in a flash of Mercedes there, and you see Vanquish is defending quite early on to the into down the Wentworth straight there. And these guys are providing absolutely fantastic entertainment at this moment. It's been really good. It's been really good, hasn't it? 4 seconds the gap between Jamie and Jacob at the moment. That time is now going to start to come down. I think getting Co-Andy there. You can see that it's just the Pink Panther in the background there. Oh, Deneen's got a 3-second pole there because he went way wide at Cops there. You can see the Pink Panther in the background of Co-Andy there. He's got 2-second deficit now over himself in Navy Dave in that 6th position. So yeah, I think can Co-Andy now start to? TG has left the session as well, unfortunately. Is it's such a shame for the Alfa Romeos, isn't it? It's such a shame for Slim. Really is. It's also a shame for not that bad as well. It's into the pits, and so Deneen is the first man to roll the dice, and he is in the pits. He's got so down to 6 kilometers now. Look at how long this pit lane is. It is ridiculously long out there, as Jacob set the fast up the race side. So that just underlines the pace that Jacob's got around. He had an appalling start, didn't he? All the super, I was going to say super soft end. All the soft tired runners there just flew by him, didn't they, at the start? So and now the Haas mechanics go to work, and they're out on the medium tires. And Murphy there is also catching on flying sods as well, and that's the battle for 10th and 11th at the moment. So Murphy is on the medium tires at the moment, so he's on the alternative strategy as it stands at the moment. Just Dave says no way of writing Vanquish off yet. Deneen with a gamble, undercut Deneen on Vanquish there. So that is the strategy calls then that is going on in Deneen's world at the moment. Just taking a quick look at the Greek guys as we're battling with Navy Dave, Hills are up, and Sunrise as well. Gap at the front is down to 3.1 seconds. Vanquish is 2 seconds behind Jamie, and Co-Andy is 2 seconds back as well. So yeah, Deneen is going for the undercut then. So and he's done that brilliantly well, hasn't he? He has sorted himself into a gap. He's just in front of Rockatoni, and he has got a 12-second gap between himself and Dan Murphy, his teammate, who is in 11th position. So well done to Deneen there. He absolutely timed that to perfection. Do you reckon he might have done that by having the trap map on? Of course, you can have the full trap map on. He might have judged that to perfection. Remember, in the real Formula 1 world, they have like a GPS, don't they? And they try and time Jacob setting another fast over race of 1:30.4. He's really putting the squeeze on Jamie now. Remember, both are on different strategies, so it could. So remember later on, this could also the roles will be reversed later on as well. So anything can happen. This race is far from over yet, isn't it? I'm loving all these different strategies as well, isn't it? We got hard compound runners for the guys at the back, Rocket Tony, Power and New Life. They should get to the end, I think. Because I think the hard tires are quite durable on you. They're very difficult to warm up though, from what I've heard on the grapevine. So it'd be interesting to see how much performance those hard tires gives them, and whether they're actually going to put themselves in contention. Sunrise has just dropped off the back here, so Hills of Rap is now battling with Navy, and of course both these guys are on the medium compound tire as well at the moment. Sunrise just had a great job from the French GP here, definitely as well. Of course, Sunrise kept it clean in France, and he finished second, didn't he? When I think he was 8th on the track. So of course he might be doing the same here against this track. Can be it's not as bad as France, I don't think, in terms of penalties, but if you fall asleep and just let your car drift wide, then it does give you some penalty issues, doesn't it? As Hills are up there, is on DRS again, then, so he's still. You look how much he's gaining. Talking of gaining, Jamie is still out there on the soft compound tires, but 1.8 seconds between South and Jacob at the moment. Jacob has really come back out now. Vanquish is in the pit. So this is going to get interesting. Vanquish is in the pits. Look how slow the pit entry is here. And we've got to keep an eye on Deneen. Where's Deneen? Of course, Deneen has had some good laps on those medium tires. Has he undercut? Has he undercut the champion Vanquish? We'll find out. Ferrari mechanics get to work then. Off goes the soft. On comes the medium. And he is out of the pits now. Dan Murphy has just come through now. Look at this. It's such a slow pit lane, isn't it? It's such a long pit lane. Where is Deneen? Deneen is coming through the final corner. Vanquish is still in the pits then. It could be, is this undercut going to work? This is going to be interesting. He's just set the fast half of the race as well. Vanquish he's still the pit exit there. Deneen is through. The undercut has worked. And Deneen is up into 10th position. There's Vanquish. He comes out in 11th position. Very good job there for Deneen then. I tell you what, Deneen absolutely judged that to perfection. He really did that. Question is now though, he has done 2 laps extra. Oh, Jacob's got a 3-second penalty. That could come back and haunt him later on in this race. So the question that we got here at the moment is Hills are up is by Dave. So Hills are up now is out of Dave's dirty air. Has he got the pace out to stretch his legs? Can he get in? Can he get up into Co-Andy's grill here and move and get by? And that's going to be interesting, isn't it? Yeah, but as I was saying though, the interesting part of this race now, this is definitely a strategy race, isn't it? Very much, you've got to be thinking on your feet here. And Jamie is also in the pits as well. So Jamie is in the pits as well. Where is Deneen? Is Deneen going to be able to undercut Jamie as well? This is going to be fantastic. It is, isn't it? Davis called it absolutely right there. Jamie has to pit. Otherwise, he's going to lose out to Deneen. So Mercedes are going also onto the medium compound tires. Right, he's accelerating away now. This is going to be very, very interesting. Is Deneen going to be able to get out in front? Is Deneen going to be our de facto leader? Well, there's Blas going through in the Toro Rosso. He's in 7th position, but Murphy is through as well. So Murphy is through. Where is Deneen? Deneen's coming through the final corner now. I'm wondering if Jamie should have done it. I think he has done it. He's accelerating away now nicely. Yeah, so Jamie still keeps the lead there. Good stuff from Jamie. Deneen is in 2nd position. I think Gaff is 3 seconds between himself and Deneen. I think there was some mighty laps there from Jamie though to keep the gap stay posted. There. Vanquish is a further 2 seconds back at the moment. So Jamie has come out and lead. So this is going to be very, very interesting, isn't it? We're on board then with Dutch Dave, and he is in the dirty air of Hills Rub, but he hasn't let him go yet. He hasn't let the Greek driver disappear off into this boat, because we're on board the Flying Dutchman now, as he is in DRS range, and he will can he mount an attack then going down to Stowe. So Jacob is now the leader with Co-Andy second. Yellow flag, because Lucas is pointed the wrong way. And where is it? And that's coming into the chapel section. Murphy has just gone by as well. So Murphy's done a very good job. He's very consistent up there, isn't he, in the Haas? And he is just make his way through the field, whilst others are making mistakes at the moment. Good stuff from Dan Murphy. Remember, Rocket Tony is also on the hard compound tire as well, so he's going to try and get to a sensible lap and then go on to the soft compound tires. The question is, what is Jacob going to do? What is Jacob, Co-Andy, Hills are up, Navy, and Samarella is going to do? And Blas, and that Murphy, and Lucas for that matter. Oh, what are the top 8 going to do? Are they going to go onto the onto the hard tire, or are they going to go on soft? I would suggest, to be honest, do not take this as gospel, because it's going to might be completely wrong. Back on board Navy Dave, but Must be the soft tires, I would say. You can see, and look, Dave going up the inside, and he is. Oh, is he through? He is, but no. Hills are up. It's now. It's kept it on the inside. And look, Dave is hanging around the outside, but Hills are up on the inside. This is great stuff. He's given plenty of room. Very nicely done there. Good old gentleman racing there. I'm loving that, and this is absolutely fantastic stuff. Now, what is Dave going to go in? Oh, if he stuck his nose in there, that would have been an almighty crash, wouldn't it? Similar to Science in Science in Grosjean, I think it was. That would have been that. I think it would have been similar to that kind of accident. I think, was it last year or something? I don't know. But yeah. So yeah, very wise racing there from both drivers. Great stuff. Loving that. Lucas is now gaining on Murphy as well. This is the battle for 7th and 8th for the moment. So let's just take stock then. We're on lap 13 out of 26, so half distance in this race. At the moment, Jacob is leading the race, and he's set the fast. He's still got a lot of life in those tyres, hasn't he? Second place is Co-Andy. Hills are up is in third. Dave is in 4th position. Samarillis in 5th. Good stuff. 6th position is Blas. Dan Murphy is 7th. Ron Boy Lucas today. He is catching Dan now. Jamie is in 9th position. Is he good? Are they going to get held up from that? That is going to be interesting as well. 10th position is Deneen. 11th position is Vanquish. 12th position is Rockatoni. Then we got Stars in 13th with Power, and New Life in 14th and 15th. Jamie has set the fast up the race as well then. So Jamie has now set the fast up the race, and he is now on it as well, but 2.6 seconds. How long is it going before he catches up? It's going to be. I'm really lost really about who's going to end up where. This is fantastic, isn't it? Really, the strategy is all up in the air, isn't it? How? Because the undercut and all sorts going on. But Jamie now has to respond, doesn't he? Because Jacob has done a really good job. He's now 9.3 seconds, 9.4 seconds in front of Co-Andy at this moment in time. Remember, Jamie, Deneen, and Vanquish don't need to stop again. I reckon that Jacob's going to go on to his Flying Saws. It's just overtaken. It's overtaken Rockatoni for third, 12th position. So Flying Saws is through and in front of the hard shot tire of Rockatoni there. I'm wondering if Rockatoni might be regretting the hard compound tire choice now. Yeah, I think he's struggling for speed out there at the moment. And as we just take a quick look at the comments there. Match has said, what I love about these guys is they know how to battle and how to position their car when the position is lost, and they try again. Yeah, that's exactly it. And I just saw read that Lucas is through and in front of Dan, and Lucas is now up into 7th position. But as David just made a comment there, Jamie is catching that Lucas and Murphy that Murphy battle might hold him up. Yes, exactly. And we're on board with now the man who was leading the race earlier on. When is Jacob going to come in the pits then? I assume they surely have to go on to the soft tires now. I think that is that has to be obvious. The question is though, how much time is Jamie going to lose then to Jacob? Let's just take a look at the the influence. Is 28.4 seconds the gap is between Jamie and the leader Jacob. Is that enough to get in and out of the pits? I don't think it is. I think that don't take my word for it, definitely not. But I think I think you need a bit more time than that. Back on board Jamie now, and he is coming up to this battle. Then he is coming up to the battle then between Murphy and Lucas in the battle for 7th and 8th position as it stands at the moment. And you can see then the gap is, we're going to keep it on the leader for now, aren't we? Because that is what we're aiming for. And talking to the leader, he's in the pits, and so Jacob is in the pits. We're following Jamie at the moment, and you can see he is gaining on this battle here. Oh, he's gone wide there as well. So yeah, this is going to be so Jacob is in the pits, and also the pits is Hills Rap as well. So both guys are coming into the pits now. As Summer has got 5-second penalty there, and we've got your flag in at 2 and 3, just seeing where that is. Well, I can't see where it is. So Jamie is in and out the pits. Where's Jamie? Jamie's there. So where's Jacob? Jacob is in the pits. There he is. He's going out the pits. Has he done it? There he is, look at it, look, right, there he is. Oh my gosh, it is so close, and Jamie, oh, that wheel to wheel, and Jamie takes the lead of the British Grand Prix. Well, not yet, but he will. But this is, oh, and Rocktone's got a pit, 5-second pit speed limit as well. But look how close I was. It was so close, but he has the soft compound tires now. He will have a pace advantage over Jamie. This is the battle for the lead when Andy and Dave comes into the pits. This is going to be epic stuff. This is Jacob's best race of the season. He has been phenomenal stuff. Jamie, of course, is at the moment, and he has had a great season as well, but he hasn't won a race yet. And they've got to, he's through. He's taken the lead of the British Grand Prix. Well, no, he hasn't yet. I'm being a bit, well, he will do. He will do when the pit stops all sort themselves out. Whoa, Jacob has done a phenomenal race. He leads the British Grand Prix. Car 12 in the Renault is leading. He's on the soft compound tires. He will have the pace advantage. Both Andy and Navy are in the pits. There's Deneen in the background. Vanquish is still 2.2 seconds back as well. Wow, incredible driving there for Jacob. But remember, Jacob has a 3-second penalty, I believe. So that is what we're going to. That's what we got to keep an eye on as well. Dave is just putting the comments there. Jacob has gone early. Softs may struggle. That is also going to be an interesting point as well. Can those softs get to the end? So Jacob's also got to make sure he's also got to put some decent, got to put at least a 3-second gap between himself and Jamie at the moment. And look at this, Hills are out there coming out of the pits there. He is out in 6th position. He's slotted in between Andy and David. So Hills Rap is over the 6th position then. And look at this is going to be very interesting. Andy then, who's done a very good job. He's held 5th position for most of this race and looked very solid as well on his return to IRC then. But now he's going to have to defend because Hills Rap is having a look. Oh, and Andy shuts the door, and he has every right to do so. He had track position as they're coming then through Woodcote then and accelerating away now nicely. And Rocket Tony has left the session. I think he's had a very difficult day today, hasn't he, Rocket Tony? I think with strategy and all. And and also we got it was incredible, wasn't it, between Jacob and Jamie there. So who is going to win the British Grand Prix? I have absolutely no idea. This is fantastic. It really is. 13 cars remain out of the 18 that started. As now Andy is going to have to start think about defending again, because look at this now. Hills Rap is getting in there, coming down the hangar straight. He is through and up into 5th position. Oh, Andy, look at this. He's going back on the outside here. Oh, look at this. They're wheel to wheel. This is great racing. Fantastic stuff. And he's up the inside. Andy is, and he is back through. Oh, lovely shot here from the Mercedes front wing there. And now there's no DRS center this year for the start finish rate, but Hills Rap is all over the back of it. He's got his tires rolling. He's got to go into turn 1. Oh my gosh, he's done it. Oh no, Andy, he's held it. Wow, save. That is an incredible save from Andy there. Yeah, he may have lost 6th position, but that is incredible. Oh, look at this. And look, Dave's got the outside Andy as well, but I think hats off to Andy. That is an amazing save. He needs to work for a bank, because that is great savings. As Andy there is unfortunately dropped down 7th, but wow, incredible save. That could have got a lot worse there from Andy. 3-second penalty for Jacob. This is causing all sorts of problems for Jacob now, because he is now putting himself under possibly unnecessary pressure. Remember, this might not be one on track, it might be one in the boardroom, unfortunately. And that is amazing stuff. As Dave has just said, Deneen needs a podium and beat Vanquish State. He definitely does. He's doing it at the moment, isn't he? But remember, there is a 2-lap difference of tyre between Deneen and Vanquish. That might be the thing. That might be the thing that gets our podium or not for Deneen. But he's done a great job today. Andy Deneen really back on form. Great stuff. Matt just said Andy. Charlie, that was an incredible save, wasn't it, for Andy? Charlie, he may have dropped down 2 positions, but he would have probably been in the wall and out the race if we didn't save that. So well done from Andy. Brilliant stuff. And David just said this is amazing. It really is. It really is. It's not just elite because it's a nice name. It's elite because these drivers are elite. It's brilliant. I think that hats off to all these guys out here tonight. Great stuff, and really, and what a race to have around the home of motorsport. So at the moment, Jacob has got a 4.3 second lead at the moment. Remember those soft tires. How long are they going to last, those soft tires, for? As Dave did say, he has rolled the dice quite early, hasn't he? So those might go off towards the end. He needs to build another. He needs to get that gap up to 6 seconds at least. Because I don't think Jamie's got a penalty. I don't think. I might have missed it, but I'm sure I haven't seen Jamie's name up at the bottom there. So get that. Sorry, I don't know what was that. Anyway, yeah, as Hills are up there, is now in 5th position. Yeah, but as I was saying, yeah, Jamie, he has to get the gap up to at least 6 seconds. As Deneen there is also is 3rd position. Good job. Vanquish is now started to reel him in, I think, because he is actually started to. I've been looking at that time, and look, it's under 2 seconds now between Vanquish and Deneen. That's the battle we're going to be looking at next. Well, we're looking at the battle for 11th and 12th position first. Crazy Powers on 17 laps on those tires. Murphy there is really been chipping away here, hasn't he? In his first race in the Elite League, he's done a fantastic job. Oh, and Crazy Power, and he went on the outside. Murphy on the inside. He is now up into 11th position. He is 2.5 seconds away from the final point position of Blaz in 10th position. Oh, so Murphy on his debut could actually potentially get a point here. Lovely. Anyway, back then to this is the final battle for the podium here then. This is the final position then, and this is the battle for the podium. So at the moment it's hovering at 2 seconds at the moment, because I think Deneen has now started to up his pace slightly at this moment in time. We are on lap 20 out of 26. Currently, Jamie leads, even though Jacob's in front of him, which makes no sense at all. But in terms of penalties, Jacob, I think, has more. But that is that's a very rough guess, because there's all sorts going on this. We probably might have missed some. But he has got that gap. Look at that. He has the gap. Jacob now leads the race, I think. And Vanquish has got a 3-second penalty. Oh, no. And look, there's a car in front of him. Vanquish has got a 3-second penalty. That might cost him a podium here tonight. And, of course, at the moment, there, Jamie will take the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Yes, he will take the lead of the Drivers' Championship as it stands. So, as you can see, there's a car. I think it's Rocket Tony's car at the moment. Also is a very good spot there from Dave as well, because Hills are up is catching Vanquish at a rate of knots. The Mercedes driver as well. So this is not playing down to Vanquish at all. Remember, Vanquish got a 3-second penalty as well. But Vanquish is still it's now under 1.5 seconds there at the moment. Is the now in trouble getting by the? Oh, it's a ghost car, Deneen's the Rocket Tony car is. But yeah, Deneen there. I don't think he was held up there. I think he was. I think that Vanquish is just slightly quicker. Look at the background. Dutch, Dave, and Co. Andy are now also going back into combat here for 6th and 7th position at the moment. And it's the close battle on track as it stands at the moment. Jacob is pulling away from Jamie. Rates of lots, as of course Jacob did start on pole position, his 4th pole position this season. He has never been on the podium this season. Jacob hasn't yet. But this is his best race of the season by far. Absolutely great drive from Jacob. He possibly should have won in a couple of races as well earlier on in the season. I think one of them springs to mind is China, wasn't it? But I all sorts went on there in China, didn't it? Oh, lovely shot there of this magnificent chapel complex there. And now it's Co-Andy has really got the bit between his teeth, hasn't he? And now he is gaining on Navy at the moment. There's his 6th position mode. Co-Andy, brilliant return, brilliant stuff indeed. Also a shout out for Dan Murphy as well in 11th position. Great stuff for me. He's only 3 seconds away from a final point now. Samarellas done an absolutely fantastic job in the Williams, hasn't he? Brilliant stuff from Samarellas there. I think who is going as we come to the final stages of the race, who would your driver of the day be? To be honest, I think that we do have a vote usually in the driver chat, don't we, and to determine who they think has been a driver of the day. I must admit, I think Jacob, it was very hard for him, wasn't it, the style race, but he has done a fantastic job to come back into the position he has. And now, look at this then, Dave is on the inside, Co-Andy on the outside. Is he coming back on the inside? No, not yet. As Dave still in 6th position at the moment there, but he is hanging on to that 6th position, isn't he? As now accelerates the way now over the old start-finish straight. I think that this is going to be a battle to the end of the race. To be honest, I think. Sorry, that's a ghost car. I just looked up and seen a Red Bull going a bit in an odd direction there. It's Rackatoni, who's had a difficult day, hasn't he, unfortunately, in his return. Lucas is only 13th, Lucas' power only 12th. Summer has had a good drive as well. To be honest, there's a lot of drivers you could suggest. I think Deneen's had a very, very solid drive as well. But I think Dave was right. It has to be between Jacob and Hillsrap as well. Really, really good stuff. Really good stuff indeed. And now you can see that I think Dave is now feeling the pressure, isn't he, from Co-Andy? And this is going to be a very, very interesting. Hills are up. It's now all over the back, and Deneen is now all over the back as well. We'll have to cut to this battle, I think, because this is the battle for 5 point position. We're keeping on Co-Andy as well. I don't know. Because now we were looking up there side by side. He's on the inside. He is through. But Dave is going to be on the inside into the loop. He does. Now, can Co-Andy there switch it back? Can he? Not quite. So Dutch Dave is still in 6th position then. But he will have DRS then. He will have DRS assistance. And so will Dave. So will Dave because of Rockatoni's car. But no, Co-Andy is through. He is up into 6th position. No, he ain't, because Dave is now hanging. He's gone on the inside. Oh, but look. He's still thinking about it, isn't he? Great position in the cars, absolutely great stuff from Co-Andy. He is back up in the 6th position, but Dave is not giving up though, is he? He is now going to go on the inside. He's going to go on the inside of the cops. This is going to be wow, incredible. And the Co-Andy's gone very wide there. Look at this, they're wheel to wheel. They're still wheel to wheel. Oh my gosh, this is getting very tense indeed. How will they not come together? Because they're great racing drivers. That's why. Brilliant stuff. And absolutely fantastic stuff from those guys. Really applaud. That's just incredible stuff, isn't it? Co-Andy is up in the 6th position, but now 2 laps to go. Deneen is under all sorts of pressure. Those tires had enough. 8.2 seconds of gap is in the front between Jacob and Jamie. I think that Jacob has got this one, I think, at the moment, but remember, anything can happen. I'm not sure about penalties either. Back on board with Hillsarap, who's done a fantastic job. Really is. And this is going to be very, very, very interesting as well. Who's going to get third? It looks like Deneen's tires might have had its best stage behind him. Vanquish, he needs to get up in the third, doesn't he? He needs to defend his championship lead. If he gets at the third, I think he will still retain his lead in the championship. All points at the moment is critical at this stage of the season. Of course, we're on round 11, not round 10, round 11, and this is a very. Oh, this is going to be very, very interesting indeed, isn't it? We're over half distance, because this is over half distance now, isn't it? So we're on the second part of the season, and every position is going to count. It's so close, isn't it? It's incredible stuff. And oh wow! So now then, it's 8.7 seconds gap is then with the leader Jacob and Jamie. Deneen, I think that it's anyone's game, isn't it, between Deneen, Vanquish, and Hillsrap as well. Can Co-Andy get himself into the mix? Well, it's 4.4 seconds back, where he is gaining on this. And but Vanquish has got a good lead. Look at this, he's in the slipstream, he's got DRS, he is turned it up, he is on the inside, he is through, he is up. No, Deneen is now right now on the outside. Where is Deneen gone? He's gone very wide. Is he going to have a go down into the inside? No, thought better of it. Vanquish is up into 3rd position. He is back in the lead of the championship, I think. Great stuff there from Vanquish, and he is back up in the 3rd. Now the question is Hillsrap, who's on the soft compound tire. He's the same. To be honest, can he get by Deneen as quick as possible? 25 out of 26. He's going to have a lunge. Oh no. To be honest, I thought he was going to do a Ricardo, lick the stamp and send it, but I think that might have been a pretty interesting manoeuvre there. I would have probably hit beyond the pillar. Ooh, I just seen the gap between Jacob and Jamie there just dropped out of it. Oh, Deneen there is going back out. He's going to go on the outside, but I think Vanquish is defending that beautifully well. That Mercedes is going on the inside. He's on the inside. He is on the inside. Oh no! There's a bit of contact there, but somehow they're still going in the same direction. Wow! And then you can see Deneen went from attack to the fence in literally half a corner. And now he takes a very tight line into cops there. And again, Hillsrap is now all over back. We're on lap 25. Deneen, yeah, we've got 2 laps to go. Can Hillsrap get by Deneen and Vanquish? He has the pace, doesn't he? Oh, he's got a 3-second penalty. Remember, Vanquish's got a 3-second penalty as well. This is all to play for still. All to play for. Co-Andy is also might be licking his lips as well, because if they got a 3-second penalty, I'm wondering how much Co-Andy's got as well. as we're on the final lap then of the British Grand Prix. Absolutely stellar racing. And love it. And you can see then the Deneen there is he's defending it as hard as he can. He's had a very difficult last four races, hasn't he? But today he has really shone, hasn't he? Jacob's had a very difficult season, but today he has shone. Jamie's done a great job in second position there, and he could, but he ain't going to take the lead. Vanquish has had a great recovery drive, hasn't he? Well, great defensive driving here today, hasn't he? He shows why he is so talented, isn't he? Even on the back foot, he is still on the podium. Absolutely mega stuff. Great to see Cole Andy back. Great to see Dan Murphy back as well. Absolutely great stuff. And Rockatoni. Rockatoni had a very difficult day today, but it's been good to see. It's great. It's interesting to see. Not that bad fighting up against the elite guys. And I think as time goes on, this not that bad is going to be definitely in amongst battling with these guys if he gets promoted. Which, to be honest, I think it's barring a miracle really in the Super League, that he will be not being promoted, because it's not that bad. It's absolutely fantastic season, hasn't he? He has been absolutely brilliant. So talking of brilliant, coming into the final couple of corners now, Jacob is now coming through the final couple of corners. He has had a great pole position today, and he has converted into a win. Jacob wins the British Grand Prix, his first podium of the season. Jamie comes around to finish in a magnificent second position. It is there in the end. Yeah, Jamie finishes second. Vanquish, who is going third? Who is going third then? Vanquish comes across the line in third, but is he third? He is third. He is third. Good stuff there. Deneen in fourth position, and Hills are up in fifth. Co-Andy, great drive to sixth. Seventh position is Dave. 8th position, Sarres. Great drive from Sarres. He's got a 5-second penalty, which is going to cost him. It has cost him. Flying Sauce is up in the 7th position. Navy 8th. Flying Sauce 9th. Blast comes through to finish 10th position. 11th position is Dan Murphy, very close to Blast in the end there. Lucas in 12th position. Crazy Power stuck on a set of soft tires, which I think has got him the fastest lap, which means he's stolen the fast lap away from I can't remember who had it. I think it was Jacob that had it in the end. So he has stolen that point, I think, away from Jacob there. Brilliant stuff there. As Dave and Matt said, well done Jacob. My voice the top two. So and now Crazy Power comes through to finish 13th. Brilliant drive there for Jacob. We're on board the Renault driver. Fantastic stuff. And I think that this win has been it's been a long time coming, surprisingly, but he has shown what he's capable of today. And as now the Renault driver is on top of the podium, and really is a good stuff. That would jump him up several positions in the championship, no doubt about that. And really good. Is it too little, too late for Jacob to think about a championship, fight, maybe? Well, in normal circumstances, possibly, but it's so tight, isn't it? It's so no one has got the advantage here, has they? Vanquish though is still your championship leader. He has done it again. This man just will not quit, will he? And of course, Wilco also said 2 Dutches on the podium, nice. Yeah, I know Eel says absolutely fantastic race. Props to Flying Stars for a clean race, nicely done. And also, I think it was it was Blas and Murphy there as well. So in the final classifications, Jacob from pole position, checker flag. Wasn't that simple though, is it? Jamie second, Vanquish in third, Deneen in fourth. Great stuff from Deneen. Hills are up fifth. Co-Andy returns 6th position. Great stuff. Blind Source 7th. Navy 8th, Summerless 9th, Bloods is in 10th, 11th Murphy, Lucas, Crazy, and then retirements Rockatoni, New Life, Slim, TG, and Not That Bad. Absolutely cracking race, it really was, and yeah, brilliant stuff. Well done everyone. And I've got a sore throat now. And to be honest, this championship is absolutely incredible, isn't it? Who's going to grab this championship in want it, don't it? It's if anyone's ever watched the Monaco Grand Prix 1982, you know this reference, but it seems like no one seems to want to win it. It's incredible, isn't it? We have different contenders every week. It's brilliant. So then, as we're taking down then to the end of the Elite League. It's been phenomenal stuff. Remember, look on Facebook, Twitter, to see the championship standings, because it is so tight there, isn't it? So tight there. So also subscribe to the, if you enjoyed tonight, subscribe to the IRC channel. Because you can watch all the IRC Elite races. Remember, the last year's Silverstone race was phenomenal. This one was phenomenal. So you can relive both those races if you want for the Elite League. But remember, there's still more action to come, isn't there? Because tomorrow, we're doing it all over again. Only this time, we are going super. And is of course not that bad. The championship, the man who raced tonight, unfortunately, his race didn't last long, and he's going on holiday. And I hope he enjoys himself. But he is going to be away for 3 races, which means who's going to be able to close that gap, that 111 point lead gap. It's going to be it's going to be very tense indeed, isn't it? Is Jonathan Cox, of course, the second in the championship at the moment. He is on course. Can he get 4 pole positions in a row? He is absolutely on a flyer at the moment, isn't he? Charles Leclerc-esque. Hopefully, though, it doesn't end like Charles Leclerc's race in Singapore, and Ferrari gets it wrong. I doubt they will. And of course, Ari Racing as well, looking very strong as well at the moment. But you can't count out any of the other guys like Alston at the moment. He is, of course, got 3 pole positions to his name at the moment. Can he get himself back up there? It's all to play for still. Remember, Matt in 3rd position as well, very consistent. He's struggling a bit in the last couple of races, isn't he? Hopefully he can keep his nose clean as well. Anyway, that's it from us tonight. Join us tomorrow at 8 o'clock for the Super, guys. It's going to be a super race, I'm sure it is. But from now, it's goodbye.